Welcome back to Discovery 101 Commercialization Workshop. Today I will walk you through our introduction to commercialization. But if you haven't watched the first session, which is beginning the journey, I strongly suggest that you go through it before you carry on with this session. So what we will do today is to work on you. The reason being is because you are the most critical component of this research endeavor. And you and your team will be spending the next 5 years or even more of your life completing this research project of yours. So the key questions that you should ask yourself is, how can I make these years to come more than just a research venture for me? You want what you will do in the next chapter of your life to bring meaning and to make the most out of your years. So here we are to help you achieve it. But first, we have to define what success is. After going through many definitions of commercialization, we found that success in commercialization essentially means making positive impact through knowledge. However, as a lecturer in the university, you are already currently doing this. So essentially what we want to do is to make your journey in the next few years to be an extraordinary one, something that you can leave a legacy with. So therefore, what you need to do with regards to the research is to move research results from your lab into new improved products and services in the marketplace. This is essentially what commercialization is all about. How is this important to you? Well, essentially, to make positive impact through knowledge, you need the beneficiaries of the impact to actually get to utilize whatever products, prototype that you have designed and built. And to enable this, you need to fuel the distribution of it. You need to ensure that it gets to the hand of the beneficiary that you intend to. And all these things requires cost, and all these things are not free. So essentially you need to turn it, one of the ways that you can actually do that is to turn it into products and services that are being pushed into the marketplace as a business. So let me bring you to a more refined definition of commercialization. So commercialization success is success in translating the move, accelerating the beneficial impact of research, and is directly impacting the economy. Therefore, if you want to be successful in doing research and development, in commercializing research and development, it is not about generating X number of revenues, making Y number of profits. That's not a primary target. The primary target is you want to move whatever positive impact that you have with your products and services to the beneficiary, which is basically could be a community out there, could be a market segment out there. And therefore you need a sustainable business model that supports it. So what is your purpose as a researcher? So the whole idea of this session is to look into your role as a researcher and see how you can touch and improve as many lives as you can through your research. So this is the paradigm that we're moving forward with. And this is the key activity and the key moral compass that we will look into in designing your researcher's persona. Because what we want to do is to live out the highest and truest expressions of ourselves through our research and development. If you could remember in the previous session where Oprah Winfrey actually mentioned this. Let's aspire to actually live out the highest and truest expression of ourselves and make the next coming years to be meaningful and give as much impact that we can to the people surrounding us. So to do that, we start with designing your research persona. So the key question is, how many people is impacted by your research? So we've got 3 paradigms that we're looking at. One is long-term impact, which is roughly about 5 to 10 years, but this is very much dependent on your research and dependent on the segment that you're in. For example, if you're in an IT space, your development is maybe revolves around mobile apps or website systems and things like that. So long-term impact could be 5 years, where in comparison to drug development, it could reach out 10, 15 or 20 years to have that desired impact. But you need to define this with regards to your project. You need to have a clear long-term impact. And then, of course, we design the midterm impact, which is basically about half of the long-term impact, about 3 to 5 years. And of course, the short-term impact, which we will actually target annually. So to do this, we will develop the matrix that will measure and the matrix that will guide us to ensure that we achieve what we set out for. So the impact metrics for this would be the financial capital, where we actually measure and forecast the number of financial capital that we could gain through venturing out with this research of us product. And then looking at the intellectual capital that we have created with the existence of our project, with the existence of our research. And we look at the human capital that we built, maybe the number of people that we have trained, we have upgraded the skills, and we have impacted through the development of our research and to the commercialization of our research. And then we look at the social capital, how much of social acumen that we have brought into place, how much of linkages that we have created, how much of social interactions with stakeholders within the overall value that we can derive from our research venture. And last but not least, we're looking at the cultural capital, whether we have embodied activities, whether we have introduced cultural know-how to a certain and whether we have instigated a new culture in terms of research commercialization. So these are some key metrics that would actually help us design our research persona.